Hazel Bird Nature Reserve is smack dab on top of the Oak Ridges Moraine in the Rice Lake Plains landscape of Northumberland County. Historically, this whole area had a number of different habitats that you don't have in many other parts of the province. In particular, something called the tall grass ecosystem. That includes a black oak woodland, black oak savanna, and tall grass prairie, all of which are much more common in places like Manitoba, but are fairly common in the Rice Lake Plains. On Hazel Bird Nature Reserve, a 300-acre property that NCC acquired about 10 years ago, we've got all those habitats represented, and we're putting a lot of effort into restoring that to actually enhance and increase the area covered by those rare habitats. But our real vision is to convert all the non-native habitats here into native cover, engage people here so they become kind of part of the story to help restore the tall grass ecosystems, and then to celebrate, get people to come and learn more at events like this. The property is named after Hazel Bird, who was a bird watcher who used to have a bluebird conservation project here. She had installed nest boxes all throughout the area. She was a real ardent conservationist and conservation volunteer and bird lover. And this day is actually World Migratory Bird Day. So we wanted to have an event in the spring to celebrate the property, to unveil what we're calling a nature destination for the Nature Conservancy of Canada. So World Migratory Bird Day was a perfect event, and celebrating with Hazel Bird, who was a real citizen scientist in a way, a conservation volunteer. That's another reason to celebrate, is what the role that volunteers can play in monitoring and looking after properties like this.
Early on, when we would hike, she would show us all the wildflowers, show us just so many things in the area, but she began to realize that we never or very seldom saw any eastern bluebirds, and that perplexed her because as a child growing up on a farm with cattle and things, they had been very common. And then she did looking into it, very busy with 7 small children to care for on her own. She still took time to do some research and things, and she realized that as cavity nesters, there was the habitat was fading quickly, and their farmers weren't using cedar fence posts or rail fences. So a huge number of natural cavities weren't available any longer. I hope this continues. I hope this is indeed first of many annual days. I watch people sitting, chatting, sharing, just being educated and becoming encouraged that you can make a difference. There's some tiny thing you can do. Mark talked about scattering the native plant seeds. It's just that awareness and just that opportunity to go out and just enjoy and really see up close how we can make a difference and why it's worth making a difference.